Good morning, everybody. Today is August the 1st in the year 2022, and I am totally stoked to bring you yet another town hall. This is a voice of Agrode. I'm one of the founders here. I also happen to be the CEO, and really that's the chief executive overlord. If you didn't know that, I'm also the I had a term for this, but it's basically chief FOMotion officer. And I'm putting that hat back on because it's time to FOMO a little bit. Because this has been a great killer day. So first off, I don't know if you noticed that there was this little thing called a Hive Pump brought to you by the Upbit Exchange, which is primarily the Korean contingent. So those guys just pumped the crap out of Hive, which made for a pretty nice backdrop for the rest of Splinterlands stuff. DEC is up something like from 50 odd cents to 60 something, almost 70, or I guess it's not 70 cents, but like 700 splintoshis, up from 500 splintoshis. That's pretty good. SBS is up here nearly around 7 cents. We've seen it over 7 cents today. So lots of fun stuff, lots of exciting things to be grateful for. You know, it's just like the start of a good day. I'm just feeling bullish overall. I mean, sales are up. So one of the things that I get that nobody else really gets is access to information around, customer sentiment in crypto, because our audience is basically just a bunch of crypto dudes. How people spend money in this ecosystem gives me a little bit of a leg up on other people, because there's not a lot of just straight up crypto businesses. So, how are people spending? The fact that we're seeing like double the sales volume than normal. That's exciting. Like we're up a lot these days, and Hive is going up, SBS is going up, DEC is going up, Bitcoin's been going up since the 17,500 low point. We'll see if it holds, but I'm feeling excited. And there's not only those reasons to be excited, but I can think of one other big reason to be excited. And I'm going to invite on my main man, Chatter. Chatter, do you want to go explain a little bit about why I might be excited today? It is market related.
Absolutely. So for those who haven't seen, I know I've gotten a few pings this morning from a few of our Eagle Eye community members, but Huobi has officially announced that they are going to be listing SPS in a USD SPS pairing. So super exciting news. Huobi are one of the top 10 exchanges in the world right now. The exchange listing is going to be going live August 3rd. That is going to be this Wednesday. And then withdrawals are going to be active as of July 4th on Thursday. So huge news for us. Again, USDT SPS pairing is going to be going live on Wednesday this week.
Yeah. So generally my thought is something like, what is the price of a token? It's often tied to how many people are holding it. Huobi being one of the bigger and older exchanges, that's really exciting news. That's a lot of people that could go hang on. Now they started their announcement pretty bizarrely. How did that get leaked? How did the people find out that there's a Huobi listing coming?
Yeah, so they posted on their website this morning, and then we also had an embargo for all of our PR at 9 a.m. EDT. So it was literally just people who beat us to the punch. We were going to do our big announcement on Town Hall this morning, but some of the people were kind of cruising all the headlines after they saw some of the SPS pump, so they beat us to it. But long story short, Huobi has announced on their website. We also have PR going out right now. We're seeing big hits with like Bazinga, Yahoo Finance, all those kind of big names. So I'll have PR circulated likely by end of day today, but just expect us to be in all those kind of big publications as well.
Yeah, we switched PR firms. So we like the one that we're working with. They seem to be helping. So Splinterlands, it's exciting that SPS is getting picked up by another exchange, and I don't know, we're gonna tell it to the world, and hopefully folks over there, come Wednesday, that's a whole lot of new people to be exposed to this token. And if the Huobi population starts holding SBS, that's definitely a push and shove mentality that there isn't enough for everyone, and that's coming on the heels. We did our airdrop day ending, and there will be new like SPS reward pools that are added. Some of them have already gone live, and tomorrow we'll see some updates to like see staking and liquidity. But when that airdrop ended, it was like a 60 or 70% of the overall airdrop supply at the time like went down. That's bigger than a halving. So the two things happening simultaneously, it's the where we stopped a ton of inflation, and then Hoiby picked up splinter shards. Like that's pretty incredible. That's a nice 1-2 punch. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, timing itself was fantastic, especially with all the Hive pump as well. I think just the entire kind of ecosystem for Hive and then the rest of the kind of layer twos on there right now. This is pretty fantastic timing and pretty fantastic news. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, so a couple more days, and we'll see a pretty big pickup over there, I think. Just as like the actual trading goes live. Nothing really happens in crypto until like the actual events start happening. There's just a lot of noise out there. So that's a big one. That to me is huge. This is one of the biggest exchanges. It's an introduction to a whole lot of players. It's a Southeastern Asia market. And that to me is really like a great group of folks to get involved in our game. So the more that this game spreads amongst the Hoiby community, that's even better. So that's what I got. Anything else you want to add? There's some other. I want to see what you do with this. Anything else that we're going to talk about today, Chatter? What other news is there?
For sure. Yeah, so let me plug my kind of two other marketing updates before we jump on to some of the other teasers. But just some things to note is with the Ali Straza activation that we did last week, I know a lot of you were there on the stream. So thanks to everyone who is sitting, kind of helping her learn the game, delegating cards, sending over packs, so on and so forth. There's going to be 2 YouTube videos that she's going to be posting in the coming weeks, and we're going to be doing some activations against that too. So she'll be posting on all of her like Instagrams, Twitters, so on and so forth to promote those videos on YouTube. And then there's going to be one more stream as well that's going to be happening this Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time or 5 p.m. Eastern. I'll be making sure to do a full official announcements post on that just in case anyone misses it. But people look out, that stream is going to be happening Friday. Would love to see you guys there and supporting her again. For those who have been asking, it was a official kind of paid activation with her. It was a very small price that we paid. She was super interested in kind of Web3 at the time. So it was ending up being a really great partnership. The cool turnaround on the backside of that, though, is her and I have been communicating quite a bit as of late, kind of just leading up to the next streams and everything. And she's really in love with the game and said that she's likely going to be sticking around our community even after the video promotions and everything are done. So really cool to see that some of these big name streamers are just super excited about the game. I don't know if that's going to translate to any more like video content or anything like that being created, but just the fact that she wants to stay around in the ecosystem, I thought was pretty damn cool. So something to share with the community there. The other thing to share before we do some more teasers are Jason or Hurricane Lai has been working on just kind of creating the tabletop miniature game that we've been working on behind the scenes for a little bit. And the llama miniature is done of ideation phase at least. So I'm going to post a few of those teasers in the chat there for everyone to look at as well.
I heard that too, Ron. What type of animal is that?
It's a llama.
Is there anybody else in the audience that I don't even know how to llama? Like
no, that's how I'm gonna say it from now on.
Llama. I mean,
Yeah, because
I know
that's the sound they
llama.
make. La,
Llama.
right?
Llama.
Yeah. Just like Lambo.
It's like
exactly.
llama. It's a llama. It really whips the llama's ass.
This really doesn't help because I'm like Canadian, but also have some South African blood in me too. For those who don't know, I was born in South Africa. So there's just so many words like car. I say car super weirdly too, and everything else. But I'm just gonna prepare myself for all the
Has
Splinterlands
anybody
TV
else?
for how I
Have you
pronounce
ever?
everything.
Has anybody pronounced the word llama near you? Is that or like? Did you read the word and you had to like come up with your own independent way of saying it?
I don't even know what to tell you. Like it's I guess it's 7 in the morning here, but I've been up and going since 5 a.m. So maybe I'll just blame the lack of sleep.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna add llama tours. It's car, Ron. You park your car. Yeah, I'm not saying that Bostonites aren't weird, but even in Boston, we have a llama. Yeah, you go park your car near the llamas over there. That's how you do that. Okay, so sorry to get distracted. I'm not sure that I know how to deal with llama. Say it again. Llama? No, lima.
Llama,
What'd you say?
llama.
No, you're saying llama now, but that's not how you said it before.
He said llama.
Llama.
Oh, maybe it's a llama. Llama? I don't even know.
Llama. Yeah, I
It's
think it was a llama.
it's one of
The
those things
Alabama
where
llama.
you say the word too many times and it starts to sound weird no matter what.
He went to this llama for the Alabama llama. Okay, sweet. Is there anything else that you want to bring up today?
Those are the big kind of housekeeping announcements, but just teasing out next week, there's going to be a giant announcement next week on Monday. So next town hall, hilariously, I'm actually not going to be here. I'm going to be flying out to Toronto for the Futurist conference with 16-bit. So Egg, I'm going to turn the keys over to you next week for the announcing of that news, but there's going to be
I got to fly for that news. I might not even. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. I guess it's a midday town hall.
Yeah,
So
Haytham's going to be around, worst comes to worst. And then if I can join from the airport, I'll join from the airport too.
Okay.
But guys, next Monday, be at the town hall. You're not going to want to miss it. There's going to be some pretty damn big news coming on the horizon here.
Yeah, so much fun. So anyways, people were trolling me because I was suggesting we do an announcement for the announcement. And I'm not sure that would have been Shatter's choice, but I definitely goaded him into it now. But I'm going to take some crap for this. Okay, yeah. So Hoiby, that's a big deal. Pretty excited about it. If you're not digging up on the news, then I think you're out of your mind. That's a big deal for us. That's a big exchange, and every time that SBS gets picked up somewhere else, it makes it easier to get the next one too. So it's a big deal. Yeah, I think I can't speak for Chatter, but definitely for this company, the announcement coming next week is another giant deal, arguably bigger. All right, Chatter, anything else that you want to add?
That's it from my side.
All right. So we have a whole bunch of folks on here, and I think what I want to do, I want to be respectful of one of our board members' time. So let's go there. I don't think that you've probably played Baltai before. He's an active Splinterlands player, runs a guild. You may or may not have run into him, but this is Ed. Ed is on our board. Our board is comprised of an advisory board of 5 people and the independent board of 3, me, Matt, and Ed. And that's Baltai here. So Baltai, do you want to go make an introduction and kind of tell folks who you are and what do you do around here exactly?
Yeah, sure. So, hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. This is fun. But you're mispronouncing my name. It's Lema. My name is Lema.
Sorry.
Everything
Lema.
is silent. So I met you guys, I guess, 2019, and was hanging out with Matt at a startup entrepreneur meetup here in Philadelphia.
Hold on, Ed. You're on mute in Discord. You have to unmute.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, just unmute. There we go. Let's try that again.
There we go.
Sorry,
right,
guys.
Perfect. Sorry about that. So Anyway, yeah, thank you for having me. Excited to be here. So where was what was I saying? Oh, so how I met Splinterlands. So I met Splinterlands hanging out with a bunch of entrepreneurs in Philly. Met Matt. He and I became kind of fast friends, and then asked me to join the board in like 2019, 2020. I started playing the game, and I pretty much play every day. I think I've missed maybe 10 days probably since I started on the path of playing. And what do I do here? I'm on the board. My history is I've been fascinated with monetization of in-game virtual items for about 20 plus years. I started a company called Aria Systems originally to monetize in-game items. I played a game. I was a blacksmith, sold my swords on eBay, and lost all my stuff, all my virtual items and virtual inventory when my credit card expired in this game, and they wiped my account out. And I went down this path of studying virtual economies and ownership of digital goods and digital items, which led me to the founding of Aria Systems. And Aria is kind of the leader, not kind of, the leader in virtual monetization for games, cloud computing, a whole bunch of things, Disney, DreamWorks, Comcast, Audi, a bunch of cool customers.
And then, so can you give a sense? I guess there's a couple things. Do you want to talk just a little bit about your experience on the board of Splinterlands? Like, do we run things? Is it a clean ship? Are we disorganized? Are we meeting frequently, infrequently? Like, just what's the pace and tone and role of the board here?
Yeah, so let's see. I've probably been on like 6 different boards. And this is the most high frequency board that I've been on in terms of making sure everyone's on the same page, full transparency, talking about things. And one of the things I like to say about being like an entrepreneur in a startup and communicating with the board and employees is problems are okay. It's okay to have problems, but surprises usually are bad. And Agro and Matt do a great job of trying to understand the landscape and seeing problems out there before they come. So there really are no negative surprises, which is crazy considering how rapidly the company has grown in the past 18 months. But it's very high frequency, very transparent, and one of the best boards I've ever served on.
Wow, that's high praise. In part because you've taken 5 companies public or something. Like that's a lot of boards. That's a lot of experience. I'm glad that you feel that way. And then, so like, what are the kinds of like decisions that we make in the board? Is it gameplay, strategic? Is it all financial? Is it like, what do you think that we emphasize, and what kinds of decisions, and how do you think we make decisions?
Let's see. So let me start with the last question first. So the way that I've observed you guys making decisions is that you usually it's non-adversarial. Once in a while, it gets adversarial, which I think that's a good thing. But it's, hey, here's the issue. Let's try to solve it. Everybody has an opinion, gets bloody in the fight, but once the decision is made and we're all in agreement, we're going down that path 110%. The types of things that we discuss are a lot of boring things like normal governance, insurance. Do we have the right standing? And then there's a lot of other exciting. The more exciting things are the strategic stuff for the company, like what's going on, like the listing today, and the ability to raise capital, the ability to deploy capital, and where those things get placed, and doing budgets. I'm an engineer, so looking at financial statements is always really boring and frustrating to me. But it's like a big part of the job is trying to understand, what our trajectory is. Where do we want to go? Do we have enough fuel in the tank to get us there? If not, how do we get more fuel? It's really cool being on the board here because there's so many inputs and outputs. It's a lot easier to be on a venture backed board because it's pretty much how much sales and how much money do you have and what is your expenses. Here, there's so many moving parts that that need to be adjusted or thought about in terms of strategy and competitors and the growth path.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, I haven't sat or ran a board before, but this feels challenging, right? Like, most businesses don't have to go live through like 90% corrections of the dollar, right? Like most businesses don't have to go deal with all this crap. You have, I think we have like never has Blizzard been like, hey, the servers that we're using got 51% hacked by some bad actor, and now we have to fork our entire ecosystem over. Like we have just been through the ringer, and we've had to like go through just the most crazy crap possible. So I don't think most public companies have to deal with the things that we deal with. And then I also think that we have like a different composition of user because they're not passive consumers. These are people that hold assets that have value, and they don't just are like, oh, okay, do whatever you want, that's fine. And if people don't like decisions, we hear about it nonstop. If people want something, we hear about it nonstop. And I mean, it's a blessing because we know, okay, well, now we know what way to go, but there's never like a rest or a reprieve. Every minute is filled with that. When we make decisions, do you feel like how do you feel that the community comes into that? Do we make decisions based off of community feedback? Do we make decisions based off of what this community thinks, or how do you think we do that?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I think that when we talk about stuff, it's usually not just, hey, this is what I feel, or this is my opinion, or this is what we did in the past. We think about the players and the game. Like, what is this impact going to be on the players that have been here a long time? What is the impact of this decision going to be on the new players? And as a board member, I played the game, but one of the things I tried to do is do almost everything in the game. I was in a guild. I got thrown out. I don't even know why I got thrown out, but I got thrown out. And then I started my own guild, and I went in and I just got the players to join, whoever randomly joined the guild, and we just kind of build it up together. We're doing pretty well. And I know you guys see it as well, but I also think I have a pretty good view into like, okay, here's this player that just joined the game, is in our guild, and they're struggling. Like, how do we help them? And did we do something that harms an early player, or do we do something that makes it too easy for them, or whatever? So I think I like how the decision process almost on everything is focused on the community and focused on the players.
Yeah.
And all the layers of players.
Yeah, it's important to me that it goes from the smallest minnow to the biggest whale. Yeah, and if in case it's not clear, if Matt and I disagree, Baltai is the one that makes the decision, right? Like that's how this board works. So I don't know how to emphasize. Ed's been not an entirely silent partner, but Ed's one of the most important voices in this company, and he hasn't been on a lot of these town halls. But I wanted to make sure that you guys know. Here's another guy. He's got some gray hairs. He's done 5 exits for companies in the past. Yeah, he got a handful. I don't mean to, but it's not just Matt and I as two yahoos doing whatever the hell we want. We find people that have a lot of experience that we think are smarter than us at different parts of this. Ed has an extraordinary understanding of corporate finance, corporate financial transactions, and has really been an asset to us. The other thing that he helps us with is business development. So part of what we've been talking about is building partnerships with other companies and and in particular other brands. And Ed is one of the guys that's leading, helping us bring in partners. And there may or may not be an announcement that Chatter alluded to. But things are coming, and things that are coming have a lot of elements that are because of the work that Ed does in new business development and really helping us branch out to different intellectual property partners. Anything else that you would want to add to that kind of overview of how you help us?
Not that I'm allowed to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's big stuff coming, but okay. Anything else that you want to get across to the audience, and just in your role as a board member, as a player, as a guild owner, did I miss anything big in terms of introducing you to this community and letting folks know, when there's a split vote between Matt and I, it's decided by Ed. And hopefully you get to, the guy's been a little bit quiet, but now we get him in front of folks. And, I just want to be clear that if there is a third person in the room making key decisions, it's not just me and Matt, it's me, Matt, and Ed. So anything that you want to share, Ed, this would be a time to do it. Oh, what league is he in? He's
I was champ 2 today. Yeah, I ended champ 2.
Anything?
No, I didn't know. Yeah. So look, I've been following the monetization and the history of gaming for 25 years, which seems insane. And I really think that we are at a special place and a special time. And when I was first getting involved in gaming, my VCs were just like, Ed, let's go in the software because gaming's stupid. It's only going to be $2 billion total. Online gaming is going to be, not that big. And I don't know, it's a 200 billion now or something, right? And that was like in 1998, 99, 2000. And it's 100x what they thought it was going to be. And I think what's going on in the ownership of assets using Web3 and NFTs, and what Splinterland has done to break the curve to the upside, is a once in a lifetime kind of, I don't want to say opportunity, but a once in a lifetime experience. Just watching what's going on with this is really, really amazing, and it's very exciting. And we're in the early stages. But the digital ownership of in-game assets is it's like, if you had said that to somebody 20 years ago, Sony or EA or whatever, it would have been, not possible, never going to happen. We own those gold coins. We own those doubloons, and there was a lot of issues going back and forth legally between here's the game. I subscribe, I pay to play. Do I own that magic sword that I made? And is it okay for me to sell it on eBay? And here we are. It's all been decided.
The future is Splinterlands. The future is NFTs. The future is crypto. There's zero doubt in my mind. This system is so vastly superior to everything that's come before it that I just don't know how people are gonna be able to ignore it. It just adoption steamrolls on. All right, Ed. I need to keep going with this, but I just want to say thank you for serving on the board. Thank you for helping us make decisions.
My pleasure.
Thank you for keeping us from incredibly stupid decisions at times. And glad to have you here, sir. Thanks, Ed.
Cool. Thank you.
All righty. Another folk that I'd like to get on here is Jens. Jens is one of the developers. I don't think that we have met Jens yet on the show. Maybe we did, but he's a Mav. He's been around forever. And I want to go kind of like, just give him an opportunity to talk and tell us your background and, what was the most recent project that you've been working on?
Hey guys, I hope everyone can hear me. I'm from Oklahoma, as you can hear.
Yeah, where are you from?
No, actually I'm from Denmark, and as you've explained, I'm a Maverick. I've been that for a while. People should know me. I'm working as a software developer at Splinterlands, and I was until very recently assigned to the SPS node validator.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what were you doing before this?
Before joining Splinterlands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a contractor. I still work as a contractor just for Splinterlands, but before that it was a different customer. It was the Danish healthcare services. Very boring.
The Danish healthcare services. That might
Yeah.
sound weird, like, but we really like hiring people out of fintech, healthcare, like getting developers out of there. We seem to prefer that vastly over just hiring regular game developers. You know, the guys here have to have an appreciation that it's real money that they're playing with, not like, you know, video game tokens. Okay, so validators. What were you doing on validators? You want to give any kind of project update on that, and just kind of like, you know, what are we building? What is it, and how far along are they?
Yeah, I guess the biggest feature I worked on there was the SPS delegation, and how far I was almost code complete, I'd say, and but I didn't manage to finish it before I was assigned to a different team. And I'm in the process of delegating that assignment to another developer, but it's very close in my eyes. So,
Yeah, and then so what is SBS delegation, and you know what role does that play into anything?
well, SPS delegation, when we'll have that, you'd be able, for instance, if you have an alt account that you play tournaments in, or you are a big guild and you need your guildmates to enter tournaments, you'd be able to just delegate the SPS instead of sending it to them, because some of the tournaments will require staked SPS, and also other features in the future will also require it. And we also have the future battle rewards, I think, that might also need SPS staked. There you will also be able to delegate it.
Okay. Yeah, and that seems like a big deal. I mean, I own a fair amount of staked SPS. I look forward to renting out a bunch of staked SPS because I imagine that markets will develop around that. So I'm pretty excited. Now you also manage a couple bots in the game. Do you want to talk about that experience at all?
Yeah, so as many know, I'm one of the biggest bot operators here in the game, and also I've been a bot whistleblowers, if you can call it that, where when I started Splinterlands, when I found this project and put some money in, I really fell in love with it, and I just wanted to put even more money into it. Then I started botting, and I figured at that time that was the best way to allocate money, because that's where the highest returns were. In this process, I found some very broken things, and I DM'd you or Matt or whoever else on the team and said, hey, you guys need to look at this. And that's pretty much how I built a relationship with the company.
Have you been able to make a return? Do you feel like it was worthwhile botting? Do you feel like everybody and their mother should be? Is it broken now? Like, what's the status of botting?
Yeah, when I started botting, there was something called quest potions, and basically what they meant was you could get your money back within 10 days or less. so you can say that yes, I did get a return of my investment, and but all of it I put back into the game.
Okay, and then what about currently? Do you feel like it makes sense to bot now? Do you feel like had Splinterlands killed all incentive to bot? What do you think about like 2-day rentals? What's your brain say for all that?
Yeah, like it's been a long process fighting bots. The beginning we had the quest potions, like I've mentioned, and then the team removed them, but then it was still extremely profitable. So the team lowered the rewards in the bottom half, and many new users were crying because of it. And then it was an iterative process, I think, for the Splinterlands team to deal with this issue. And right now, the most recent changes, like my bot farm hasn't run for a month because so many things happened at once that it just takes some time for bot operators to figure out how to deal with it. And right now, I still don't know what to do. And you mentioned the 2-day rentals. And I know for a fact that a few exploits that we had after rank rewards were patched by that. So that's a very good change.
Okay. So what kind of holding pattern are you in for the bots? Do you feel like is that the end and you made your money and you're done? Are you trying to figure out how to retool and make them profitable? Are you going to go in, continue to operate many? Are you going to consolidate into one? How do you think this ends up looking?
Yeah, I think I'm still gonna operate many, but what I would hope for the future is that more and more it only makes sense to just consolidate into fewer accounts that are playing more like regular players are playing, because what that means is that you are starting to reward real players that are competitive with each other. And then we have a level playing field where bots don't have any advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've made a lot of strides in that direction, and then over time, we look forward to your input. I mean, like, it some of the players are like, oh, he's bad, he's a bot owner, and then we're like, bots are going to be a part of this from day one. We'd rather be working with white hat bots than some kind of evil genius that's working against us. So I appreciate you sort of helping us figure out exploits, and we want bots to have a place in this ecosystem, but not be a broken leech of value. So it's a hard balance to find, like, a really good. It's a really hard balance to find, but I feel like we're making some progress.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Anything else that you want to add here, Jens? And just anything about your Splinterlands experience, or anything about this game, or what do you want to leave us thinking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very excited to be here as a investor, as a maverick, as a software developer. I just like to get involved in any kinds of ways I can. I think the game has a big future, so I'd like to participate as much as I can.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. My brain is always like, anytime I sell anything, I kick myself later, unless I'm basically swapping from one asset to another. But man, I hear you, just trying to figure out, the economy is so complex. The question is, how do I personally fit into this and earn as much as possible while spending as little time or money as possible? That to me is that's the metagame of this. And you're clearly a pretty giant participant in this. And again, excited to have you on the team as a white hat, as a developer. And it's good to have, like, an open line of communication with one of the big bot owners, so that we kind of get a sense of how do we deal with it, and what's broken currently. And I thank you for sort of sharing things that are broken as they come along, so that we're not nuking the entire economy for all the players. Thanks for being a white hat about it.
Thanks, Aggie. Push and shove, guys.
Yeah, push and shove. I love it. All right. So next up, I want to bring Nate on. Nate is, he's one of our creative dudes. Maybe he wants to go talk about, give himself a quick introduction, and then talk about where things are on the creative side of things.
Yeah, sure. For those of you who don't know me, I am Nate, VP of Creative, and what that means is I oversee all the cool front end stuff. So that would be the UX, the UI, the art, the animation, any kind of narrative storytelling and lore, and all that fun stuff. So it's been a real treat, a real honor to work with the creatives on our side of things. And I think what we're currently really excited about is, we're the UX UI team is ramping up over the course of the next week or two. As updates go into the game, you'll notice tweaks and changes to the dashboard where you manage your SPS, the addition of liquidity pools and front end tools to allow you to kind of review and manage where you're at with that. And it couldn't come at a better time, because as Agrid pointed out at the beginning of the town hall, the Hive is doing well, SPS is doing well across the board. There's a lot to be excited about. The DeFi aspect, or the GameFi aspect of Splinterlands is just as cool sometimes as the as the game itself. So many layers to be excited about. In the meantime, we're working hard with all the storytelling we try to do on a weekly basis. We might have skipped a week, or we're going to skip a week. We're in the midst of changing out the artistic resources for who's illustrating what when it comes to the stories. So we'll see how that works out. But we're really excited from what we've seen. We're trying as hard as possible to add more of a multimedia experience. So for those of you who like to read the lore and then follow up by going to the YouTube and seeing the motion graphics and the voice acting and all this stuff, we are intending to do everything we can to improve upon that and do better and better. So yeah, that's probably what's been going on our end. But besides everything else, geez, I mean, we're working on trying to get Rift Watchers finalized and done, and preparing for the next airdrop, and for Chaos Legion, and Splinterfest and LAN and all the rest. There's plenty going on.
What do you feel like is the highest priority thing in the creative department right now? Like what's in the pipeline for you guys, and what are you trying to crank out the most or fastest, or what's got a fire lit under you?
Well, to be honest, one of our highest priority things is something I can't even talk about. So it's kind of like one of those announcement to the announcement to the announcement type situations. But close behind that is we're trying to keep up with the engineering side in terms of making sure that the UX and UI is designed and planned out to where, stuff like this, where Matt says, "Oh, liquidity pools, get those in, hurry. And it's like, okay, we actually may have the means to make that happen. Like, whereas normally we would have to wait a while, we're kind of like, optimizing the pipeline, making it more efficient, trying to get stuff out there and make sure it doesn't look like crap either. It looks like really great stuff. The UX UI team has done, hats off to them. And then same with the non-card market. That's also coming right behind everything else, like Rift Watchers, in terms of trying to prepare for LAN, setting that foundation. And the non-card market is when we first approached it, we're like, we'll just kind of like copy paste the current market that we have for cards and copy it over and do. No. It's a much bigger revamp than anyone ever expected, but in a good way. All the sorting and filtering, people have been asking a long time for, I wish it would sort like this or filter like that, or I wish we can include this or include that. And you know what? This new system that we're building is going to make a lot of that possible. So as we get ready for LAN, it's going to have this positive ripple effect across the board, where it has a positive impact upon pretty much everything else. When you're dealing with the market or your collection or trying to manage all these assets that you own, there's going to be a lot of great things that come from that. So we're excited about that. In fact, I just saw, maybe I'll share on the next town hall. We just finished up the icons that are going to represent the title. So if you guys out there own a title in the game, there's going to be an icon represented that's unique to your title, and the icons that were created. I mean, it seems silly for me to be excited about icons, right? But the icons are just beautiful. They're dang beautiful. Our UI artist Harry did a great job at banging those out, and so I'm excited that once you guys get a chance to see them and buy and sell and do all the things that you would normally do with cards, now you'd be able to do it with other things, including fungible assets.
Any eye candy you would like to share today, sir?
Yeah, see, that's the only reason I'm invited to these things, right?
No, come on, that's not fair.
What about me as a person inside? Don't you want to know
me?
You just want me for my eye candy. Okay, no problem, aggro. No problem, community. I know what you really want. Okay, let me see. What can let's share Splinterfest. Last town hall I shared the rumor of a carriage and a giant pig creature as the mount, and it's traveling the Splinterlands, and you hear whispers of someone who is inviting the adventurous to the greatest party of all time. So you get a closer look. If you do decide to kind of like not run away from that carriage, what I'll share here is what you see when you walk up to the carriage, and there's a mysterious woman inviting you to make payment to enter the cabin. So that's your next little sneak peek. I'm thinking every town hall I'll release something new, whether it's artwork or animation or something to kind of like give you a taste of what's to come. I know that the marketing team has been hard at work trying to prepare the information and the scheduling and the agenda and all the stuff. Geez, there's so many balls in there that they got to handle to make sure that, we're ready with the proper information at the same time. The UX and UI team has been hard at work, and the art team, and the animation team, and the narration team, multimedia, crap. Every department on the creative side has been hard at work trying to prepare for the launch of the shop page for Splinterfest and what that entails. And it probably involves more than people realize. It's going to be pretty exciting, not only leading up to the event, but the event itself. Equally excited about all the work going into that. What else? We're almost halfway to the next airdrop. I don't know whether or not.
Do you have the Fire Summoner stats?
I have artwork. The stats, maybe as we get a little bit closer, Matt will have that ready for us. But if you guys do want to see what he looks like, I can share that at the very least. So the next airdrop is supposed to be scheduled to be the fire element. And do you guys remember from the alpha beta days, the elemental phoenix, screaming the bird that's on fire, but it's huge. The phoenixes are pretty freaking huge in the Splinterlands, these elemental phoenixes. The next summoner that I'm about to share is a fire giant who is so huge that he keeps an elemental phoenix as a pet. So here he is, the qxACExp. There you go. And he's sure to be a pretty big, cause a big splash in Splinterfest gameplay. So we'll see what happens.
He's giving me some Dothraki vibes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, he's a giant. He's a conqueror, and from what I understand, if anyone cares about his history, the Ifrits apparently imprisoned him long ago, and with the coming of the Chaos Legion, he was released. And so his mission in life is what he did is he took sides with the Chaos Legion. He is actually, he's a conqueror. So he is looking to pretty much kill all the Ifrits and wreak his revenge. So that just gives you a glimpse into his character.
Yeah, I hope you guys are pumped for him. I'm gonna keep pushing Matt on getting the stats out for this. We can't keep waiting. And part of the reason is so last month. Let's go back to April. We've had some weird pack sales. So in the month of April, we're in the middle of an edition. It's a little bit slow. So we did 154,000 packs. May was better. We got up to 247,000 packs. June was terrible. We sold 131,000 packs. That was bad. I want to take some guesses before I actually release what's up. How many packs do you guys think that we sold in July? So make some guesses, put in some numbers. I'm dying to see where you guys think this thing lands. But I'm sharing this because it impacts how many. It impacts how long until we get to like the next airdrop. And you guys are sort of all over the place. You're kind of in this right range though. We did 466,680 packs. So that I see one that was at 450K. That I think is our winner chicken dinner in the grand scheme of the what is it? It's the Price of Right rules. So here's Magic. I will go send Magic a little gift or something. but Magic got that correct. And, you know, that's a lot of packs for us, especially in the middle of an edition. You know, again, like 400,000 packs in a month is not that big if you're like at the beginning or the end of an edition, but right in the middle, that's freaking huge. And so we're now at like 9,443,000. If we get to the end and we get towards this fire summoner, you know, I think that's going to be a major draw, and people are going to be buying packs specifically to get the legendary airdrop. And the other thing that'll do is push us over the 10 million pack amount. Now, I don't know if you guys have been around for like other sales of you know, Untamed and Alpha and Beta before it, but when we hit something like 66% of the packs that have gone out, you start getting a little bit of FOMO, because you can see like, oh crap, like, you know, we're getting to the end of this. You know, these are all legendary summoners that are going to be released. The dragon summoners towards the end, like if you want your packs, you're going to have to get them. And there's something I think magical about having been at that, like getting to that 10 million pack limit. And especially if we're doing that while SBS is apparently rising, and while Hive is freaking pumping, you know, a nice little 50% price pump for Hive. You know, if that's the kind of like situation that we're in, it's very likely that packs are going to start flying off the shelf. And that's something that, you know, players need to start anticipating and preparing themselves for. Because the end of this edition is coming. We're at almost the 2/3 of the way mark. And we got the fire summoner to kind of like goose things along. These are times to pay attention to. Okay, so that said, you know, I think we're going to get a bunch of these pack sales. We got to go get the legendary summoner out. Any other eye candy you want to share, or anything else project wise that you want to discuss, Nate?
Well, let's see. What else can I share? Yeah, sure. Since you asked so nicely, I could share, I don't know, let's see. I could share, you guys want to see kind of a concept for the Rift Watchers Earth Summoner. I think that's an epic summoner. Yeah. If you guys want to take a look at that, I'll share some artwork there. Here is the concept stage. Our artist, Nick, was doing the sketch work for that. And then it later got rendered and colored to become a guy who is remember, what's his name? That weirdo guy from Lord of the Rings, Radagast the Brown. There's these wizards that are powerful and they're doing their stuff, and there's this weirdo wizard that went out in the woods, started talking to birds and, you know, chasing squirrels and stuff. So so this guy is like that. He's like a druid. He ran out. He's mostly a pacifist and whatever. But when the Chaos Legion came, and he just turned like freaking Viking off. So imagine a druid guy who's all nice with the animals and stuff, and suddenly he just goes freaking psycho. So here I present to you the druid Fernheart, who is the Rift Watchers
Nice
Earth epic summoner. So I'll leave you with that.
Now he looks like he might have turned evil. Is that fair to say?
No, he's just really pissed.
Okay, that's fair.
The Chaos Legion must have come and started chopping down trees and killing his squirrels.
Yeah, these cards are just so beautiful to me. I mean, I hope you guys are digging the artwork and the artwork shift. Like, there's zero doubt in my mind that Rift Watchers is going to be the single most beautiful product that this company has ever shipped, and sets a new bar for us all. Do you think that's fair?
Absolutely. We're just gonna, every set is gonna get better and better.
Yeah, I dig it. All right. Well, Nate, thanks for coming on. Thanks for the spoilers and sharing what's up with us. Pretty exciting for all this, and I appreciate you as a human, as a man, as a fellow comrade, not just as a deliverer of eye candy. I want you to know that.
Yeah, it's an honor.
All righty, let's go to WeirdBeard, and then we're going to go do a series of introductions. And I ran a little bit long with Baltai, so we're going to do these introductions a little bit quick. But it's important to me that you guys get to know the team and know the people that work here. But WeirdBeard, you want to tell us about anything Brawlhalla related, or the tournament creation? How's that stuff going?
So I had some interesting conversations last week. We have been working behind the scenes on a lot of cool tournament projects. One of those things is going to be hopefully like a big ol' announcement here soon, but we're like 80% of the way entering into QA testing on a specific tournament development ask that we've been working on. And then we've also been putting together some tournament stuff for Splinterfest. Like a lot of that stuff is time consuming right now, but it's dope because it's happening and it's moving. And it's like, I want to talk about it. Chatter's on the call, so I won't because I'm scared of that man. But, like we have a lot of bigger announcements happening. And I feel like I've been saying that for a while, but it's finally here. Like I said, it's entering into QA testing. So, this is the part where we start getting creative involved, and creative is finishing off and doing the fine polished details on that, all that kind of stuff. We are doing a town hall this Friday, 9 a.m. EST, EDT, whatever the correct time zone is, Eastern. So we will make it an event and put it inside of the Brawls channel for people who want to be able to attend. But yeah, I'm really excited. We're also just notes we've talked with sometimes the internal like economy team, I guess is what I would call them. And we're looking at all kinds of cool ways that we can be evolving the tournament scene over the next, I don't know, couple of months. But the big hurdle is going to be Splinterfest. That's where we're currently planting our flag for tournaments, and have announcements and have to get through that whole thing first.
Excellent. All right. Anything else that you wanna pop in there?
The Brawl Town Hall, like I said, again, 9 a.m. Eastern this Friday is going to be really important for people to be able to join. Our last one that we had was a lot of kind of like general outlining stuff. We're going to do the same thing we kind of did with tournaments, where we have a whole bunch of things that people said that they wanted to see, and we'll take them to the community and do specific voting and kind of prioritization according to the community of what they want to see done with Brawls. And, that it's going to be a lot of, I don't know, a lot of stuff. Like I just cannot wait. Like Chatter said, next week is going to be a massive town hall announcement, and then hopefully I get my day in the sun, and after that we're good to go.
Sweet. Okay. Let's go introduce. I got 3 more folks that I got to introduce. So I don't mean to be rude, but we're going to keep these pretty quick. I got Markjason, I got Ace, and I got Okeen. All 3 of these guys are from the support team. So why don't we start with Markjason? Do you want to say a quick hi, where you're from, and what you're up to here?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Hello, everyone. I'm Markjason, and I'm from the Philippines. I'm part of tech support team under financial support and live agent.
So what do you do when you're doing financial support? What does that look like?
In financial support, we usually encounter people with purchase or transfer issues or anything related to financial issues. I usually triage the ticket and verify them, then forward to our leads for initial resolution.
Now, how long have you been part of this community? You've been here a while, right?
Yes, I've been here since I think mid 2018, and then I've been working on support since August last year. So I'm almost 1 year here in support.
How do are you part of the Filipino community and at large? Do you feel like there is a Filipino community here?
Yes, there's a lot of Filipinos playing Splinterlands. And I think on Facebook, there's 44,000 members in the Facebook group.
Yeah, Ace of Hearts sends me updates, and watching that thing grow has been pretty awesome. How do you feel like the sentiment is in the Philippines around crypto and play to earn? I know a lot of them got pretty burned with Axie. Are they toast? Did they hate it? Are they still playing? Like, how do you think they feel about Splinterlands and this community?
There's right now there's a lot of good happening on the community, but in Splinterlands community we're doing great, and a lot of people still playing, uh, and like the new updates that has been released.
All right. Well, anything else that you want to add? I'm sorry I have to cut these kind of quick, but anything else that you'd like to share with the community?
I don't have anything specific, but it's just an hour past since the last season, so hope everyone got a decent amount of rewards.
Yeah, so happy end of season, and congratulations to everybody out there. And now that the leaderboard bug has kind of gone through, this one should be a lot more competitive. So this is to me, that was like season 0 and getting some of the the kinks worked out. Now we're actually ready to battle. So this to me is really like wild season and wild and modern season 1. Best of luck, everybody, and hopefully you do okay. Markjason, thanks for being a part of our community for a long time. Thanks for being a member of the Filipino community. Hopefully that continues to grow. And thanks for working with us and doing tech support. That's awesome and very helpful.
All right, thank
you. I want to introduce Ace. Ace, are you able to come on?
Hi. Hello.
Hey,
Can
Ace.
you hear me?
I can hear you great. Do you want to say where you're from and sort of what you do around here?
Sure. So my name is Charles. My game name is Ace, and I'm from Singapore. So what I generally do for internet is that I'm actually a live agent. So I technically answer queries as well as assist different players to go through the steps and processes that needs to be done to start the game, or maybe like any questions, like I understand the blockchain, like how to check the history and that's all.
And how big is Telegram, and how many people are sort of requesting support on any given day?
It really depends. When the game is a bit more buggy because of new updates, we'll be a bit more spam. When it's end of season, we'll get some kind of questions like where we can claim the rewards. Maybe it's a bit like not saying a bit congested. Normally Telegram is more quiet as well as Discord, but sometimes we do get some live requests on Zendesk. And I think it's fine because I feel like the team has been doing very well in terms of game development, so there wasn't as much bug as compared to when Splinterlands exploded back in the day like 1 year ago. So I think it's all good.
Now, how long have you been part of the community, and how long have you been working here?
I've been in Splinterlands for about 1.5 years and been working for like 10 months around there.
Sweet. Anything you'd like to share? Like, is there a big Singapore community of Splinterlands players? Are you associated with them at all?
No, I'm sure we have some, but it's not very. Singapore hasn't really gone into play as much as the Philippines or any other Southeast Asia countries. However, I do believe that play to earn has a very strong impact in society right now. Back then, before crypto was a thing, like something that was really fun was CSGO, where you can trade the different skins, and some even gamble with your skins. So that was something that actually brought me into crypto play to earn. It's something that I feel will be revolutionary in future.
Okay. Well, maybe hook up with Chatter and see if there aren't some events that you can host out in Singapore, and see if we can get more of a community going. I'm nothing major. Go to a restaurant and buy everybody pizza or something. But getting like a Splinterlands Tuesday kind of event going in every country, I think should be on our list. And rather than just let that go to any random person, especially the people that live in other countries that actually work for Splinterlands and we already have a relationship with, that seems like a pretty good place to start. So I don't know if that's of any interest, but if it is, maybe that's something you can go talk to Cheddar about.
That would be really fun to do actually. I love pizza, so that's one. And it's always good to make new friends, you know.
Well, awesome. Yeah, go help us build community like you already do, through the Telegram support and just answering questions. Thanks for being part of our community for so long. Thanks for working for this company, and thanks for helping the players. All right, I want to move on to Okeen, and then we'll do some Splinterlands TV stuff. So, Okeen, are you there?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you you want to say a little bit about who you are, your background, or where you're from, and then what you're doing around here for Splinterlands?
Sure. So my name is Alex, or you probably know me as Okeen. I'm also part of the support team. More specifically, I'm part of the Zendesk development team. So what we are doing here is basically we are building the infrastructure that the support team uses to support our players. And I am also working like all other agents in the in the tech support channels on Discord, on Telegram, or also working on tickets.
And where are you from? Where do you live? Are you from Oklahoma?
No, I'm not. I'm from Germany. We have a lot of Splinterlands players from Germany, actually. The legendary Dragons Guild is pretty big, I think. Probably a lot of people know that guild. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything like, and how do you think that the Zendesk work that you do helps players? Like, what's that involve? What's it look like?
Well, we do a lot of different tasks, but they all have basically the goal to allow our support agents to help our users more efficiently. For example, I built different tools that allow our support agents to look up transactions on the blockchain relatively fast, like from Zendesk directly, in contrast to opening another tab first and checking block explorers and stuff like this. So we just try to make the life of our support agents as easy as possible.
Sweet. Anything else you'd like to add? Anything about your experience working here, or anything that you're really excited about for either your team or this community?
There are a lot of things coming that I'm not allowed to talk about, unfortunately. But in general, I just wanted to say that it's an amazing team. We have a lot of people with different backgrounds, and it's just a lot of fun working here at Splinterlands.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm glad you dig it. Thanks for doing your work here. Thanks for making Zendesk better. And I think the players, they might not appreciate a Zendesk, but they certainly appreciate when their tickets get solved, and that there's somebody at the other end of the line that's helping them figure out where their money went, or where their cards went, or what's going wrong. And I appreciate your work that you're doing on it.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of the main town hall portion of this. I guess what I'd like to do is move over to Splinterlands TV. So, Ron, I'm gonna kick us off with a big Splinterlands TV shout out to Delta. Thanks, Delta, for your viewership. It's a small list this week. You get the single shout out. So, if you're interested in getting your name shouted out on stream, and if you're interested in what's going on in the world, there's you can listen to the town halls every week, but also you can really get a flavor from the players that are at Splinterlands.tv. So please make sure you're watching over there. Ron, anything you'd like to add? Maybe a clip of the week?
Yeah, we got a clip of the week, but honestly, I think this is the first week we only had one shout out, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats to Delta. Thanks for being a part of this. I'm going to get to the clip of the week, but first I do want to say this week I was hoping to announce our new website. We are completely revamping from the ground up Splinterlands.tv. And it's not going to be just a schedule. It's going to be like a portal to all of the different ways you can interact with the streamers. It's going to give you a bunch of news. Listen, guys, this website is going to be amazing, but you guys don't get to see it today. It's going to be announced next week. And trust me, the wait is worth it. We had Nate's team put together an awesome new logo, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, trust me, when you go to this site, it's going to seem oddly familiar, but it's definitely going to be its own thing. Anyway, that's not what you guys really care about. You guys care about the clip of the week, right?
Yeah, hit me. Let's see it.
All right, so this week, the dreaded Lamacron seems to crop up every once in a while.
Will you say that word again? Is it Lamacron?
Oh, wait, yeah, no.
Lama.
I need chatter. Is it Lamacron? Is it Lamacron? Wait.
I don't even know at this point anymore.
Yeah.
You're never going to live that down, right?
Let me know about the Lamacron. Hey guys, is he a boot to win?
Well, some people, they figured out a way around it, and Rogue, the winner of this week's clip of the week, he did just that.
Goodness. Oh no. Just need one more turn. Come on, baby. Let's go. I think we're gonna get it. Yes, we're gonna get it. Come home, baby. Let's go 1v1 with a Kron with my slip spawn. Kron and my slip spawn. Kron and my slip spawn. Let's go. 1. Yes! This is awesome. Oh my goodness. Get wrecked, Kron. Get wrecked. Ugh! Yes! Force field for the win.
Yeah, there's not, it's scary when you're facing Lamacron right at the end there, but he pulled it off.
Oh man, yeah, he did it. And you know what, guys? You too can win a bunch of SPS and all sorts of stuff. You just got to take a clip, go watch Splinterlands TV, take a clip, and then throw it over in the Discord, and we give away tons of prizes every week. And it's really easy. The official announcements over there has all the rules and the details and guidelines and all that fun stuff. But you know what? You can also just go tune in to Empathy this Tuesday, or Gian Clemente this Wednesday, and you can possibly get yourself some packs as well. And those are our streamer spotlight this week. That was the clip of the week, and that's pretty much it for the Splinterlands TV this week.
Yeah, we're seeing a ton of people buy packs. I don't know if you know this, but with DEC rising, your chances of getting, the big discounts offered by the market. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you if they're going to be around forever. But if Hive prices are spiking and SBS is going up and Huobi's announcing, you can make your own decisions of whether or not SBS is or DEC is going to stay that price, and if it does, how much longer do you think that you're going to be able to go get heavily discounted packs? So if you're out there, you might want to consider this. It's a good opportunity. Ron, thanks for sharing some clips of the week. How many people are following us on Twitch now, both for Splinterlands Official and the Splinterlands TV?
Oof, I don't have the Splinterlands official numbers in front of me. Splinterlands TV is at about 1,400. The watch time has actually gone up significantly. We're up 30% this month. It's just incredible. The channel, we have, I believe it is, 60 subs, 60 sub points. So 60 people are contributing to the streamers over there with their money. And you know what, guys, that's one of the best ways you can do support the streamers over there, is doing the Prime subs and then gifting subs to other people, do all that fun stuff. Yeah. So subs is where they're actually paying. Followers were up at like 1,400. That's just people who are following the channel, getting notifications and checking us out.
Cool. All right, Ron, keep it up. Thanks for doing this, and let's get more people watching Splinterlands TV. This is a way to drag folks in and keep them engaged and give them content to watch and players to interact with. So please support your streamers. I'm going to switch over now. We're going to go do some of the questions that the community members have asked us about. So let's go through this. The first one: markets economy. Will the non-card market allow players to swap tokens in game? Oh, we lost Jens. He would have been like the perfect one to go answer this. So I haven't actually. Nate, do you have any screens that you can show for what the non-card market might look like?
Well, it's funny you should ask that, because I think later today I have a UX UI meeting to confirm the final assets for the main page of that. So I don't know. I'll try to have something for next town hall, because I don't think it's being updated in the game in the next couple of weeks. So players might want to get a sneak peek in advance of that happening.
Yeah, when did you say that was going to be?
I'm not sure when it's going into the game, but I know that we are trying to get the devs the design stuff for it, for the main page, at least this week. There's a whole bunch of other screens to do, because it's surprising how many differences working with fungible items is versus the non-fungibles that we have in the game right now. There's a lot of nuance there.
Okie dokie. All right. So I guess that's a little bit of a punt right there. Do you have to hold the SPS BNB LP tokens in your wallet to receive the reward, or can you stake them in the SPS BNB farm on PancakeSwap? I actually don't know the answer to that. These are, I wish I had a dev on here with me.
I would assume you would have to use the LP tokens to make the liquidity pool active, right? Otherwise, they're just sitting there and you're not actually in the liquidity pool yet, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I basically don't use PancakeSwap. I mostly just use tribal decks. So in tribal decks, you definitely have to stake them. You can't just like hold them. See the word? Can you stake them in the SPS BNB farm?
I mean, I would assume you have to stake the LP tokens to be in the liquidity pool, so that, I mean, I don't know. The important thing though is make sure you guys go on the website and link the proper wallet addresses, because I'm sure that's how we're going to be tracking that.
All right, what keeps DEC at PEG when there are no packs for sale? Splinterlands has to go purchase a bunch of DEC to facilitate all those credit purchases on the market. So we're a big buyer, but also just like, how many cards are in circulation and all the trading that happens of them. There's always people that are looking to buy DEC. Some people also, when like Hive pumps, people look to actually buy into DEC because it's more stable than Hive. So that's one of the things. I don't know. There's a bunch of reasons why people like to buy DEC, and it's not just to buy card packs. All right, battle rewards. If SPS in rewards is automatically staked, how are new players supposed to progress at the beginning? Waiting a month to get their rewards to grow their collection is going to prevent many from continuing in the game. Yeah, I hear some of that. I don't think that it totally stops us. Maybe we won't stake 100%, but that's yet to be decided. But I definitely think that it's more beneficial to like provide rewards staked. That helps everybody in the ecosystem, and making somebody make a conscious decision to unstake is better than not. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens with that. But I hear you, and they might have to figure out how to earn. And if Jens was talking about the delegation tool, if the delegation tool comes live, you're likely to go get SBS rentals. So one of the things that they might be able to do is rent their SBS power right away and start earning from that. Hey, Jens, perfect. Jens, there's some questions about the I know this isn't validator node stuff, but maybe you can go look at the list of questions and see if there's some in the top parts of the market economy that you can do. or that you can answer. Battle rewards. Does SBS replacing DEC and rewards increase the chances that we get an ECR potion? I don't believe so, but that's a better question for the rank rewards guys that have the actual formula. But I don't think that that's actually in that. And also, there's no like ECR potion yet. Does it increase the odds that we are likely to make that available? The ECR potion, I think we're aligned that the ECR potion is a good thing to have, but the like pricing of that is actually incredibly tricky because you have all the different like leagues, and if you give somebody like, oh, we'll rejuvenate 50% of your ECR in like novice, that provides very little economic benefit. In champion, that could be huge. So we have to be really cautious about how that's designed. I do think that we like that. So it's possible that it comes in, and I don't think SBS replacing DEC has any kind of like impact on that, but we'll see. Is there any data available yet on the number of merits being distributed through battle rewards? Yeah, ECR potion is dangerous because the bots can play 24/7. I think having some limited ECR stuff is good. And if they want to play 24/7, that's fine, especially if they're like burning SBS to make that happen or buying it. I don't know, but that would be a good one. I don't have, maybe there's somebody around that can talk about how many merits are distributed. It's not just the devs on here that can answer that. But when I need a dev backup today, and I don't know if Jens has any ability to answer these questions quickly, but I don't know. I'll keep rolling along. And Jens, if any of the market economy questions or the number of merits distributed, I'd be interested in that. All right, governance validators. Can we get some greater clarity on SBS governance on BSC? The paper discussed BSC governance, but today Hive governance was discussed. Are we going to have multi-governance ability? No, you'll have, well, yes and no. The SBS that's staked in game will have SBS game governance ability, and the SBS staked on Binance Smart Chain will have SBS governance on Binance Smart Chain ability. So Pluck actually is listening in, and he answered this. So in the early season, Daily Chess had Champ at 500 merits per day, Diamond at 150 merits per day, Gold at 50 merits per day, and 15 merits per day. And the Daily Chess had. So I still need, I don't really understand, is it 500 merits for everybody that was in Champ? Is it likely that each person received 500 merits? Like I don't quite understand what the 500 merits per day metric means. So if you could go provide a little bit, is that like the entire, so each day champion let out something like 500 merits across the board? Yeah. I mean, that's not too bad. There were a couple home runs. I saw like one with 17,000 or something. So there are some gold foil legendary chests of merits where you get like 10 of the packs. But okay, look at that. We are seeing some ads on YouTube. That's kind of exciting. I don't know why people are tossing up poop emojis there. I think that it's kind of neat that we're seeing ads on YouTube.
I can talk to that one.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, so that the one that Easy posted there, that's a result of a Performance Max campaign. So the little image inside that square is the actual video. Google's gone and automated a whole bunch of templates for that. So what we've done is we've let the Performance Max campaign run as is right now, and then we're going to go through and trim down the fat. But we just turned on that campaign like a week ago, so there'll be a couple weird looking images that are probably going to be pumped out in the next kind of like week or so, and then they'll all be trimmed and removed going forward.
Okay, cool. When will players be able to vote on community validators? Well, that's what Jens was in here. He's been on that validator team. I think, I don't know, there's 2 months left in Q3. There's a non-zero chance that we get validators up. It's still a pretty big project, and the challenge is it's such a complicated problem that this is one of the hardest ones to really give guidance on. I think the safest bet is assume that in Q4 we'll get this thing live, and so I would put, if we're really lucky, there's a non-zero chance we get it out in Q3, and if we're doing reasonably well, it'll be Q4. And if there's some undiscovered problem, we're likely talking about Q1 of next year. So, but we're trying to do that though. Question is for community voting validators, not licenses. No, because of the right, the voting and SBS delegation and all that. I actually think it'll be Q4, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I wish there were more devs on this one particular call. All right, Rift Watchers. Will there be a pre-sale promo card for Rift Watchers? Yes. So instead, Chaos is intended to last for 1 year. Is this true for Rift Watchers? I think it will sell out much faster if it's a free-for-all. So there is a pre-sale promo card for Rift Watchers. We're doing 3 million packs, and if I remember right, we're doing, maybe it's like every 600,000 or 500,000, something like that. We'll have either the first promo card or the rest doing the airdrops. So you think it'll sell out much faster? I actually, I don't know what my expectations are, but I think that one's going to ramp. If all that SBS is going to the DAO, but the DAO isn't actually like awarding anything out there yet. There's no, the contract isn't up and running. The DAO isn't up and running. So at least temporarily, it acts just like a sink. So if there's $15 million worth of SBS that's going to be held by the DAO, that's a fair amount. How much is that? We're at like 7 cents. So if I do 15 million and I divide that by 0.07, right now that's 214 million. That's a quarter. It's a quarter of all the SPS that would get soaked up by the DAO. That's a lot. That's an awful lot. So my guess is that rather than soak up a quarter of it, 214 million at 7 cents, my guess is that if it's popular enough, it'll actually it'll have a market impact, and we'll see what that looks like. All right, miscellaneous. When will we see the character animations in game? Mr. Nate, what do you think?
I would say that the animation stuff, although it's not a super high priority, because as we continue to repeat time after time again on these town halls, is we try to push out features and functionality as fast as we possibly can to the community, so that we can see how things go. We see it in real time and in the real world, how these new features and functions operate, so that we can make tweaks and adjustments. And once the dust finally settles, we can make sure that our resources are being used in the most optimal way possible, by polishing features and functions that have already been battle tested with you guys. So even though that may be the case, you guys are all aware that creative is still hard at work trying to prepare for that when that day finally arrives. And right now, the way pretentively, so keep in mind, everything's TBD, everything's a work in progress, anything could change at any given moment. But right now, my mind is I'm thinking Battles 2.0, if that's what we want to call it, where you see all the animation and the cool sound effects and all that stuff. I'm thinking we would probably roll phase 1, where it starts with maybe the team building stage, not quite the battle stage, at which point when you click on a card, it'd be cool to hear a voice quip, hear someone say yes to war, and then you see them animated and idle, sitting there on the side of your screen, ready for when you click to head to the battlefield. Let's go do some damage. So when that's going to happen, I can't say for sure, but just to whet your appetite and just to reassure you that yes, it is going to happen someday, and yes, we are still working on it. I could share here. Let me share an animation just for kicks. For those of you who haven't been in a town hall where I shared an animation clip, I will share an animation clip. Let's see. I have an attempt. You know what? This one's cool. I saw this the other day. I don't know how many of you guys use Countess Sinash. She is half vampire, full of demonic power, full of ready to throw a fireball at the other team. But this animation is pretty darn cool. I think you guys will agree. So enjoy.
Oh, actually, pretty cool. Actually, little breathing, bouncing, blinking. Blinking is an important part of human life. I like the little hair. There's some nice details in this. How many different like moving parts is that to create this? Is that another one where it's like 300 layers?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So part of the process that we've had to change over the years to prepare for the eventuality, the inevitable eventuality of Splinterlands upping their game in terms of how cool they're animated and attack and all that stuff, is now every time we make a character, it's not like typical comic book drawing where you just draw the whole character and then color it and call it a day. No, our art team has refined the process by which the head and the expression and each limb and the hand is separate from the arm, and the arm is separate from the torso, and the leg, and all the different appendages and parts of this character. As good as it looks, you'll be surprised to know they're all layered and prepped for animation, so that as soon as in our project management boards, as soon as artwork is finished by the art team, it immediately goes to the next board for animation, and our animators go hard at work at taking all these layers and working their magic with it. So yeah, there's a lot involved in that.
Cool. Okay, will there be a new use for champion points now that the airdrop is over? Yeah, at some point, but there's not something that's like right off the cusp here. If there is a tournament at Splinterfest, how will we log into a public device? Probably using maybe your posting key. Yeah, I
can talk to that one. We're actually going to be planning a way where people don't need to log into any public devices if they don't want to, just knowing that there's going to be probably some security concerns around that. As WeirdBeard teased out, there's going to be a new tournament format that is going to be coming here. So people at Splinterfest are going to be the first ones to test it out.
Oh, much alpha. There's a lot of alpha today. There's a lot of alpha. Okay. All right. Let's go hop into the general questions from anybody and anyone. And, I'll do my best to answer these, but, I don't have a dev here, so I might have to punt on some of these. So the first question, when SPS Rewards is live, can we burn the SPS earned from ranked battles and chests to mint DEC without unstaking? Matt mentioned that those rewards will be staked after claiming. The impact of this is that it takes 1 month to unstake what was earned. New players can't go on renting with their initial capital for renting is locked 1 month. So I don't know what the plan will be for that, but I'll ask Matt. Yeah, maybe burning staked SPS could be a thing. Maybe there's a penalty for that, but I'd like it. We should put in Fat Jimmy. So it sounds like a lot of great new stuff the UI team has been working on. Very excited. But how about some of the small yet vital and long-awaited quality of life tweaks that the game really needs? Specifically, always on in-game notifications for when action is needed in brawls and tournaments. Small notification icon or something in the menu bar would be amazing and go a long way for quality of life. I guess I'd put that in feedback.splinterlands.com. I've heard a bunch about notifications, so I think things like that are in the roadmap. Dizzy Pascal is saying, Matt said SPS rewards for nodes would be out by the end of August. Any update on this? Doing the rewards for node owners is not that challenging. I imagine that'll continue to be the plan. Question, after reading about the mishap with Tron acquiring Steemit and the sneaky stuff Justin Sun tried to pull off, I was left with a sour taste with respect to the South Korean community. Wasn't Hoiby one of the bigger exchanges that used customer funds to vote against you guys? Yeah, Hoiby did, and they were actually one of the, I don't know. It is entirely possible that Hoiby got deceived. It's entirely possible that Hoiby did it knowing that it was not the right thing to be doing. But when I'd spoken to Ciara Sun over there at some length, and I walked away thinking she felt horrible for the way that things went, that they thought, and I believed her, whether I haven't spoken to everybody over there, but I believed her when she said it, that they interpreted that more as a hack. But when they looked at the changes, I don't know. So yeah, definitely some mixed feelings about it. But there are a lot of people on Hive that are not huge fans of the Koreans and the Korean community. That is not my take. My take is that everybody's welcome, and this goal is the goal of this game is to get as many people into crypto as possible. And I certainly don't want to discriminate or say anything bad about any community unless they're acting unethically or bad. And then I think it's more reflective of those humans than necessarily just their race, their gender, their sex, their religion, their country of origin. A bad actor is a bad actor. It's not because they're some identity subset. Question: when will the LP incentive rewards be claimable? I believe that to be tomorrow. New ability, silent treatment. There's a lot of marriage jokes I feel like making for that one, Matt. Okay, any plans for new skins and utility for skins overall? That's the consummate question. Nate, have we reached consensus on skins? Is everybody aligned, and are we ready to roll with them?
We are a lot closer than we've ever been in terms of the art team is preparing a workflow and pipeline to accommodate so that going forward, what we'd like to do is every time we make a new character, we're going to create that character with several variations, whether it's tattoos or different apparel or different whatever. It'll be clear and obvious that character is still the same character, but we want to allow for some more variation. So in other words, we are officially at the beginning stages of making it so that skins becomes a normal thing. And when that as we get closer to being able to release that to the world, then I'll share more news on that.
Daniel Williams is asking, can we have a tournament to help win a trip to Splinterfest? Liam, is there anything like that kind of on the radar, or at least even maybe just a ticket to Splinterfest?
Yeah, we've definitely discussed it. WeirdBeard, I'm gonna defer to you as you have ultimate say on that, but I think something like that would be awesome to get going.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially usually the community wants it. So why would we be like, no, that's not something that we're interested in doing?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's start with a ticket to Splinterfest and let's see how the market goes. And if the market keeps developing nicely, let's make it, a second one that's an actual trip to Splinterfest and try it that way. Sound all right? WeirdBeard, you like that plan?
Dude, you say yes, I'm in. I'm just waiting for it.
Well, it's a yes. Let's go get a ticket out and start with that one. And then again, if the market continues going up, then let's go support it even more. Lyria, I don't know how to say that. Question: the team bought millions of DEC today and probably has 100 million line on HE. Can we know what the team uses this DEC for? Is it to help get DEC go back to the peg faster? The team buys DEC, and we do this because anytime that somebody uses the market, we have to send the DEC, right? That's a convenience feature that we offer. So we're always in need of DEC. We are always buyers. But when Hive pumps the price, it means that the price per DEC falls significantly, which makes it a great opportunity for us. If Hive continues to pump, then we're not like out Hive. We're not going to be hurting. Revenues will go up for the business generally anyways. But so therefore we try to take advantage of strong pumps like this and get it into DEC. And that way we have like a bigger bank of DEC, and we do it at the more affordable times. So that's a business decision, and we like doing it. Okay. Question: is Silas of the Rift the new Rift Watchers promo card? You want to answer that, Nate?
No, he is not going to be the I guess I could have left it a mystery, but no, he is not going to be the promo card. Right? When I will share who the promo card is as we get closer to Rift Watchers launch. It'll be a big deal. It'll be exciting. It'll be awesome. As far as Silas himself, the reason why you haven't seen him as a card in Chaos Legion or up until now as an airdrop or in any way is because when we looked at the character Silas and who he is as a character in the lore, if any of you guys read the lore, the guy is like, he's basically the Thanos of the Splinterlands, or the Emperor Palpatine of the Splinterlands universe. So essentially, he's a pretty big deal, and as such, it felt like it wasn't giving him the proper respect to see him lose in battle half the time, and seeing him on stream. Oh, Silas is dead. No, he's a big deal. So we're thinking of possibly, as we build out land, as we get closer to boss fights and raids and things like that, then maybe you will see him in all his glory.
Okay. I got a call that I gotta be on at noon. So we're gonna cap questions a little bit early. We don't need to do it just yet, but let me see. All right, what are we gonna do about the merit hyperinflation problem? I don't think that we have a merit hyperinflation problem. Maybe somebody else can disagree, but 500 merits going to like all of champions per day doesn't feel massive. And I think as we get sort of into overall like reward structure revamp, I think those things should all sort of be in line. And we're happy with the grind that it is to go get your your gladiator cards up to max. This is like a multi-year adventure. But maybe finding some ways to speed it up a little bit is good. It's also introducing more of our players. They're earning merits and getting involved in guilds. So I think that's good too. So I don't see it as a hyperinflation problem, especially because this is one of the few areas where, those merits are soulbound. You can't trade them. So you can get cards for them and you can buy Gladius cases, but that's, I don't see that quite as hyperinflation, but we'll see if the audience agrees or disagrees with that. Is the team considering 2 Splinter Summoners possibly for airdrops or in the upcoming Epic Summoner? There are some things like that we're thinking about, but I don't think there's any definitive answer. Question, I brought this up to chatter. What are the odds of doing in-house buying with staked SPS instead of unstaking SPS to buy packs? People can instantly buy from the store with staked SPS, but still have the 25% a week in window in trying to withdraw. I don't know. That gets a little bit too specific. I'm willing to say next time I see Matt, I'll go talk to him about, what are we planning to do regarding like, are there ways to rapidly unstake, particularly going to DEC as a way to help new players? Are the old reward cards going to last throughout this year? I actually don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me the print rate of those. Question, will the card owners be able to use their own cards as characters on VR chats in the future? We are gonna let's punt. That's a great question, and we're going to punt that. But not really a question. It's my 30th birthday. Hooray, Omega Splinter. Okay. What else do we got here? Question, will the card owners be able to use their own cards? You just asked that question. Moriarty, can you give an ETA on the Power Stones for vouchers instead of merits change? I cannot, but I strongly support it. So we'll see what that looks like. Maybe potions too. Maybe that's something that we should think about. Question, will Rift Watchers have legendary or epic airdrops? It's typically a mix. I actually, do you know what the answer to that is, Nate? Is it all legendary?
Sure. Yeah, I think we plan 5 airdrops, and I believe that they're going to be pretty huge, as in like behemoths. That was Matt's idea. Like they're going to be pretty huge in scope. So yeah, I believe they're going to be legendaries. Don't quote me on that because anything's subject to change, but I think that is the plan.
Okay. Question, what's your thoughts about Archmage bot service? Their bots are all over the leaderboards. It's like Stockfish chess engine versus rank 1 chess player. There's no way that mankind can surpass the conceptual power of bots. Can we make a way in the future where bots do not have any advantage over real players? Well, let's see. I need a real season under my belt before I take a stand one way or the other. Generally, bots are allowed and they can go work. But let's see, like without this kind of glitch that happened in the first season, let's see what the real first season looks like. And then we'll see if it's all Archmage or not. Question, can we make gold foil cards the default in a given league when we have a higher level reg foil card that's being limited by the league? If I'm playing in silver and I have a level 3 reg foil legendary and a level 2 gold foil version of it, the game shows me the reg foil version and I have to switch over to the gold foil card to select it. Can we get it to the gold foil version as displayed by default? I think that sounds like a bug, and let's make sure that we get that over to the quality of life guys. I think that's a good suggestion. Question, neutral legendary taunt as the Rift Watchers promo card. I mean, we haven't seen what the promo cards will be, and I can't confirm or deny. How do you plan to host a tournament for Splinterfest ticket when you have people playing multiple accounts and giving themselves wins? Yeah, I mean, my general answer to like the win trading thing, especially in tournaments, is make tournaments more expensive so that, you know, win trading with yourself is expensive to do. That might make WeirdBeard and the entire crew flip their lid. So maybe that's not the way to do it. But that is my first response: is that if it's easy enough for you to just run 50 accounts in a tournament, and you don't care that there can only be one big winner, then it probably means that the tournament wasn't expensive enough. But maybe, that's my opinion, and I'm not forcing it on anybody. WeirdBeard, you want to chime in?
Sorry, I hit the deafen button. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if making them more expensive is necessarily the answer, but I feel like it's because it's like once you start pulling on the strings, there's a bunch of things under there, right? You know, one of the issues that we have is making them still accessible for lots of players, but somehow, you know, locking it to where each account isn't able to jump around as much, or maybe people are supposed to be funneled closer into having one tournaments account. Like you can have multiple accounts, but one is your locked tournament account. That's the one that you always use in tournaments. I feel like there's a couple of different answers, but I'm not confident or able to say right now which one I think is kind of how we go forward. But it is something that we've been discussing internally with more than just me on it.
Yeah, my answer is still make it expensive enough that it's a problem to multi like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's 500 per person per day. Yeah. So again, there's no. I would say it's an experiment, and as an experiment, let's go see how this thing goes. My guess is that it just means that people get more cases, and as a result of having more cases, I don't think that's going to radically break the game, and I don't think it's going to cause severe problems down the road. It's possible that we raise Gladius case prices if it is a problem. You know, we got to go find a balance of all those things. But it was per player on champion per day. Yeah, so it's 500 per person per day, but it like costs a significant amount to go get a Gladius case. So it's something like you're earning a pack every 4 days, I think, in champion. You know, it's going to take you a while to get there. Can members spend merits if they're not in a guild? No, I think you have to be in a guild to spend them. Question, is there a place to put our merits near our other dollar icons? I find it annoying to have to keep logging into the guild store to see my balance unless there's another way to see it. I'd put that into feedback.splinterlands.com. Splinterlands info already. We were promised it this week. Yeah, chatter, is there anything that you want to announce or put out for, you put it here. So yeah, it's coming in the next few days.
Exactly. The deck's like 95% done, if not 100% done now. So I would expect in the next like day or two.
Okay. Will there ever be a neutral summoner? There may or may not be. I don't know. Question, what do you think about tournaments costing vouchers instead of staked SPS requirements or paying SPS to play? I think that's another great use case, that instead of paying SPS, you could go burn vouchers.
Yes.
I'm totally in favor of that. That sounds like a great use case. Any plans to add beta cards to alpha tourneys since only a handful of players play them, or make other edition only tourneys, e.g. beta only, untamed only? That it looks like a no from WeirdBeard.
No, and I mean, I'll just say the current stance that I hold is, you know, alpha tournaments existed before I got in here. In the future, we don't really want to make a specific tournament series for every single like card set out there. Really, we should only have a specific tournament series for the most recently released card set, because it's an easy entry point for people who are just getting into the game. So like right now, Chaos Legion has its own tournament series. Once Rift Watchers is released, Chaos Legion only ones go away, and it's Rift Watchers only after that. And that's
No,
the
I
only way
thought-
that...
Hold on. I think you mean
What's up?
Rebellion, right? Not
Sorry.
Rift Watchers?
Yes. That's what I meant. Sorry. It's our words. But yeah, like that's how I kind of see it, because we want to be able to support newer players to get in. But if we go down the path of everybody getting a specific tournament for a specific card set, next thing you know, it's, well, I want Untamed only, and I want it to only be gold cards, and I want it to only be legendaries that end in the letter Y. And it's like, that's too many tournaments too quickly.
Okay. We're out of questions here. There was one question earlier that got deleted that I saw, which was like, Agron, aren't you being completely irresponsible by telling people they can convert Hive to credits, if they want to go take the pump off the table? And, I don't think that's not quite financial advice. It's reminding folks that, hey, look, if you think Hive is at a good price and you would like to go have a more stable value for that price, Splinterlands is willing to go carry the risk. So you can go buy credits, and that's an option. And that's not financial advice, because it's not me telling you, hey, now is a good time, you need to do this. And it's not me telling you don't ever do this. It's just reminding folks that this is an option that you have. So telling people that they have options that they may not be thinking about in the middle of a 55% jump, which was even higher at like 70%. So my hope is that, by reminding folks that there's an option that's stable through credits to go, convert a Hive at a higher price to value, that's something that players can think through. And I don't feel bad telling people that. I think I'm going to make this my last question from Hold My Cards. Is it possible to let players choose if they want to see the battles of an ongoing tournament? I often play a ranked game, have to set a team and wait for the opponent. While I wait, the pop-up window of an opponent fighting my team disappears. It would be cool if you don't just let it automatically disappear after some seconds. That seems like good feedback, and that's something that WeirdBeard can take with them through the Brawlhalla stuff. Yeah, so Too Curious is saying, I have one question though. I was always under the impression that SBS had a definitive amount set. I think Matt said last week that the DAO could decide to print more. Is that true? Yeah, so both of those things are true. The max print rate of the SBS contract is 3 billion, but the SBS token holders can vote to change that, right? Like that's how blockchains work. And the same is true of Bitcoin. If the like node holders vote to say, okay, now we want it to be 42 million Bitcoin instead of 21 million, the people that own the chain can vote to do that. And it's the same with Hive. If the players want to go vote to change it, they can. And if there are players that don't want to do it and players that do, people would fork SBS and fork this stuff and move it in a different chain, in a different pathway where there are rewards in one place that there aren't in the other. This is all part of how blockchains work. And after we release validator nodes, players could go fork the validators and do something different. So for now, there's a 5-year plan that has 3 billion tokens in it, and that's what there is. And if the stakeholders say, well, we don't want to just enact the Splinterlands plan exactly, and we want to change things, that's the whole point of giving you guys ownership. You guys can make different changes than what's currently allowed. Okay. I got a call that I can't miss that starts in 5 minutes. So I'm going to go end this thing a little bit early, if not exactly on time. I guess I would say, this is a huge week. This has been super fun. This has been one of the most fun weeks I've had in crypto in, say, almost a year of living through this stupid bear market. And to go watch Hive pump, 70% in a day, 80% a day. That's fun. I like that. And then I like seeing SBS go up. I like seeing DEC go up. This has been a fun day and a fun week. And then we get to go top it off with a Hoytby listing that starts on Thursday. That's a big deal for us. We have a whole bunch of announcements that are coming next week. I have to book flights and do all this crap because of them. Pretty exciting stuff. So I'm pumped. I'm thrilled. This is fun. I'd like to go thank, so many different people are working on this thing now, 150 plus people on the team. This is not like a single person doing anything anymore. It's all teams based and people trying to build the coolest freaking thing that we can so that this community gets as much benefit as possible. So if you like peace, prosperity, and freedom, and you think cryptocurrency is a good way to spread it, and you'd like to evangelize all that and have fun doing the whole thing, Splinterlands is a great place, and hopefully you guys dig it as much as I do. So next week we have an announcement. I have convinced everybody to announce the announcement today so that you are aware of the announcement that we'll be making next week. Tons of excitement around that. And ultimately, this is fun. Hopefully everybody's enjoying this, and let's kill it. Let's have a great week. Let's it should be awesome. So and also just if you're playing out there, beware of Lamacron. Beware of Lamacron. All right, everybody, have a great time, and thanks all. We'll be here next week.